You didn't choose to become aware. But the moment it happened, your life got heavier. Because once you see things clearly, you don't get to go back. At first it's subtle. You start noticing small things. Patterns in conversations, shifts in tone. The meaning behind words people don't even realize they're using. You hear what's not being said. You sense tension before it shows. And you feel emotions that aren't even yours. Other people move on, but you absorb it. And slowly you realize something uncomfortable. The more aware you become, the more it costs you. Most people move through life on autopilot. They react, distract themselves, and repeat the same cycles. And honestly, sometimes that looks like freedom, because autopilot protects you. It filters reality, softens the edges, and keeps things simple. You don't question too much. You don't feel too deeply, and you don't carry what isn't yours. But awareness removes that filter. Now you see the gap between what people say and what they mean, between what life is and what it could be. You don't just notice problems, you feel them. Other people read pain, but you carry it. And the hardest part is that you can't turn it off. That's where the isolation begins. Not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you see what others avoid. You've processed things that the people around you haven't even started questioning yet. So you sit in conversations that feel surface level. You listen to opinions that feel incomplete, and you watch people repeat patterns they don't even notice. You try to explain it, but it never comes out right. Because how do you put awareness into words when someone hasn't experienced it? So you stop trying, not completely, but enough to feel the distance. And over time, that distance turns into silence. Imagine seeing the truth, and then having to sit in rooms where people are still arguing about illusions. That's what awareness feels like. Not just clarity, but clarity without connection. And that's where it starts to hurt. Because human beings aren't built just to understand. They're built to share understanding. And when you can't share it, it stays inside you. Heavy, unspoken, and constant. But awareness doesn't stop at thinking, it goes deeper. It becomes emotional. You walk into a room and feel the atmosphere before anyone speaks. You notice when someone's struggling even when they're smiling. You pick up on energy, tension, discomfort, all the things people try to hide, and no one ever teaches you how to put it back down. So you carry it not because you want to, but because you can't ignore it. It's a gift. There's no doubt about that. It makes you more understanding, more compassionate, and more real. But it's a heavy gift, because you end up carrying more than your share of the world, and most people will never even realize it. They won't see what you feel or understand what it costs you. To them, it's just another day, but to you, it's everything at once. But here's the truth that most people miss. This isn't a flaw, it's the price of depth. The same awareness that makes you feel pain more deeply is the reason you can experience meaning, connection, and beauty on a level most people never reach. When you look at something real, a moment, a person, or a memory, you don't just see it, you feel it fully. And that's rare. But it comes with a cost. Because depth doesn't separate joy and pain, it amplifies both. You don't get one without the other. And if you keep going, really going, something begins to change. Not outside, but inside you. You stop expecting people to see what you see. You stop trying to force understanding where it isn't ready. And you stop being surprised by human contradiction. Slowly, you stop fighting reality. And in that moment, something shifts. The weight doesn't disappear, but it becomes easier to carry. Because you're no longer resisting it. You're no longer asking why the world is like this, because you already know. And that knowing brings something unexpected, a kind of quiet. Not emptiness, not numbness, but a steady, grounded calm that comes from seeing things clearly and no longer needing them to be different. The truth is, ignorance feels lighter, it always will. But clarity is what sets you free. Not because it removes the pain, but because it helps you understand it. And once you've really seen, you don't go back. You move forward heavier, yes, but also deeper, stronger, and more real than you've ever been before.